Good morning, everyone. And so when Rabbi Hanina ben Dosa says that wisdom has to come after Yirat Chet, after the fear of sin, the wisdom that he is referring to over here encompasses all of our organized knowledge, the entire realm of knowledge in the world, of science and in other areas as well. Of course, as everybody knows, the tremendous advances in modern science and technology can either be used for the good, can be a blessing, or of course, if there's no Yirat Shamayim, as we've seen, it can be a curse as well. And that's the toggle that the Almighty has put in the world. It has given us the ability to be able to create, through our human intellect, some really wondrous things, but how we use it is going to be very much dependent on an underlying attitude towards godliness, towards the world. The great paradox over here is that when we say that Yirat Chet has to come before wisdom, of course, we're not talking about in terms of time, we're talking about in terms of priority. And the paradox is that, as we learn in another Mishnah, that you can't actually arrive at Yirat Chet unless you have some wisdom first. If there's no wisdom, there can't be any proper fear. On the other hand, if there's no yira, there can't be proper wisdom. And that's a kind of conundrum that we'll look at in one of the later Mishnayot. But what it goes to say is that underlying, you can't arrive, as Hillel once said, ein bur yirei chet. An ignorant person can't be God-fearing. Being God-fearing means that you actually have to know who the God is that you are fearing. And of course, in the very famous story of Rabbi Akiva and his colleagues, the four who entered into the Pardes. You know what Pardes means, of course. Pardes means an orchard, the orchard of Torah. The reason why it's called Torah is called an orchard is because the word Pardes is an acrostic for the four levels of Torah: Peshat, Remesh, Drush, and Sod. Pei, Peshat, Remez is the hint. Drush is the way in which you take the ideas in a more abstract way, and of course Sod means the secrets. So they entered into the Pardes of Torah. Four entered the garden. They had mystical speculations. They tried to pursue the deepest understandings of God. And what happened to them? Ben Azai gazed and he died. Ben Zoma gazed and he went mad. Elisha ben Abuha looked at it and he became an apostate. And only Rabbi Akiva of the four of them, Nichnas b'shalom, v'yotzeh b'shalom, he entered in peace, and he went out in peace, he exited in peace. The only one had the stability of to be able to withstand the experience. So the question over here is what made him different to the others, and the answer is that probably because underneath the wisdom and the intellect that they were exploring, there was a solid foundation of absolute, immovable faith in God and fear of God, Yirat Shamayim. So you see that Yirat Shamayim from the story underpins a person's wisdom. And if it's not there, the wisdom becomes very flaky and can lead you in all kinds of strange places. And that again is what Rabbi Hanina ben Dosa is teaching us in this Mishnah.